Now we'll look at some advanced scenarios for data import. We'll be looking at an object that has a couple of lookup fields and how it impacts the way that we import data into Salesforce. We'll be importing data into the custom object that we created, keychain booking. Now, if you'll remember from the previous videos, when we created this custom object, keychain booking has a couple of lookup fields. So the keychain booking is used to track which account has made the booking. So that's a lookup field into the account object. It has the booking date, booking quantity, and it also has another lookup field on keychain model, because in the keychain booking object, we are also tracking which keychain model is this booking for. And the keychain booking name is an auto number. So let's create a CSV file to import some records into this object. To create the CSV file, we have to use the field names to create the column headings. If the column headings match the field name, it will make it easier for the data import wizard to automap the fields. In our case, quantity may not be automapped because we have the column header as quantity, whereas the field is booking quantity. All the other fields should get automapped. Let's check it out. Let's first create a few sample records in the CSV file, and then we'll check it out. Okay, so we have created a few records in the CSV file that we are trying to import. Remember, it has to be a CSV file and should not be an Excel file that you're trying to import using Data Import Wizard. The way we have created this CSV file is the column headings were created by looking at the fields in the object that we are trying to import into. We picked up some actual accounts that exist in Salesforce. We picked up the keychain model names that already exist in Salesforce, and we created a few sample booking dates and quantities that we want to import into this object. So let's look at the keychain bookings object. So there's a list showing all keychain bookings. We have the keychain booking name, which is an auto number, booking date, account, keychain model, and booking quantity. We'll now use this import button to launch the data import wizard. When we use the import button, it straight away takes us to the custom object keychain booking, where we want to upload the records. What do you want to do? Add new records. Now, since our object has a couple of lookup fields, we can see some additional options available to us now. So it says, which account field in your file do you want to match against to set the account lookup field? So we want to use account name as the field, and the keychain model field, we want to map it to the keychain model name. You can also additionally trigger any workflow rules or processes that you have created that are triggered on the creation of new records in this object. If you select this box, it will trigger the workflows. It will run the flows. If you leave it unchecked, it will not run the flows, and it will just simply import the records into this object without running any flows. Let's load the file. We've brought in the file that we want to upload. Click Next. So it has automatically mapped the lookup field account to the CSV header account. Keychain model has been correctly booked. We have booking date, and quantity is unmapped because it cannot find a field called quantity. So let's map it manually. We want to map it to booking quantity. Map. Next. It says we have 4 mapped fields and 0 unmapped fields. That's good. Start the import. Let's see the status. We can view the request that we have submitted. We can view the result. Let's do that. Looks like all the records that we tried to import have gone through successfully. So that's a good sign. This is the time that it took to process, and there were 16 records that were processed. None of them failed. Status completed. So let's go back and look at the keychain booking object. Keychain bookings, recently viewed. Let's look at all. So this shows a list of all the keychain booking records that we have just uploaded. And although we did not have any field called keychain booking name, because it is a auto number field, we can see that all of the records that we uploaded have been auto numbered and uploaded accordingly. Let's look at one of the records that has been uploaded. It shows the keychain booking name, the booking date, quantity, and it has correctly mapped to the account, which was an existing account in Salesforce, and mapped it to the keychain model. If we click on a lookup field, it will actually take us to that object and show us the attributes of that object. If we look at a related list for fancy keychain, it will show us these are the bookings that have been received for this particular model. Similarly, if we look at a particular account, in the related list for the account, we will see the bookings that have been made by this account and the bookings have been made for which keychain model. So this is how you can import data into a custom object with lookup fields, and we see how those lookup fields are helping us to visualize the data better by looking at the related lists.